The plains stretched out like a scorched promise, endless and unforgiving, where the wind carried dust instead of mercy. Sunlight bled across the land in hard gold sheets, bouncing off dry grass and cracked earth. Somewhere far off, a hawk cried, its voice thin and sharp against the silence. This was Wild West country, where men learned early that hesitation could kill you, and kindness could cost you everything. Ethan Cole rode alone. His horse, a tall roan named Ash, moved steady and patient beneath him, hooves crunching over dry soil and scattered stone. Ethan sat easy in the saddle, rifle slung across his back, revolver low on his hip, had pulled down just enough to shade eyes that had seen too much and trusted too little. He'd built his ranch with calloused hands and buried more than one friend in shallow frontier graves. Women had come and gone in his life, teachers, widows, hopeful girls passing through dusty towns, but he'd turned them all away. Not because he lacked desire, because desire made men careless, and carelessness got you dead. The waterfall wasn't supposed to be here. Ethan frowned as he crested the ridge. Water cut through rock below, cascading down a narrow canyon, cool mist rising like breath from the land itself. It was an old place, older than fences and deeds and gunfire. Apache land once. Maybe still. He should have turned back. Instead, he guided Ash down. The sound hit him first, soft, almost broken. Cowboy. The voice was low, strained, and unmistakably female. Ethan's hand dropped to his revolver, instincts flaring. He scanned the rocks, the trees, the shadows behind the falling water. Traps came in many forms out here, and a woman's voice could be deadlier than a rifle. "Don't turn around," the voice whispered. "Please." He froze. Mist clung to his coat as he stood there, back stiff, pulse hammering in his ears. "My dress is missing," she said. There was no flirtation in her tone, no teasing, just urgency and something else. Fear, maybe, or dignity hanging by a thread. "I won't look," Ethan said after a beat, voice rough as gravel. "But you best tell me who you are." Silence stretched. Then water shifted behind him. "I'm called Narlin," she said. "I am Apache." That explained the tension crawling up his spine. Apache woman, alone, near his land, danger wrapped in flesh and bone. He stared straight ahead, jaw tight, forcing himself not to turn, even when instinct screamed curiosity. He imagined dark hair plastered to skin by mist, strong shoulders, pride sharpened by survival. He imagined nothing else. "What happened to your dress?" he asked. "Men," she said. Just that, one word. Heavy as thunder. Ethan's knuckles whitened. He'd heard about the band roaming these parts, ex-Confederates turned thieves, men who burned ranches, and took what they wanted, the kind who laughed while doing it. "How many?" he asked. "3, Narlin said. "They will return." That changed everything. Ethan shrugged off his coat and extended it behind him without turning. "Take it," he said. "Wrap yourself. Then move left, toward the rocks. I'll keep my back." She hesitated, then cloth brushed his fingers. Her hands were steady. When she stepped past him, he didn't look, but he felt her presence like heat against cold. Air, strong, controlled, not broken. By the time he turned, she was already climbing the rocks, coat wrapped tight, eyes sharp as flint. She was younger than he expected, not soft, not fragile. A survivor. "They will follow you," she said. "No," Ethan replied. "They'll follow me." Gunfire cracked through the canyon moments later. The first man fell before he knew he'd been seen. The second tried to run. Ethan's bullet found his spine. The third vanished into the trees, screaming curses that echoed long after he was gone. When the dust settled, the land went quiet again. Narlin watched him from the rocks, unreadable. "You did not have to help me," she said. Ethan reloaded calmly. "I know. Something passed between them then, unspoken, dangerous, undeniable. And somewhere beyond the ridge, men were already riding. The night came down hard on the plains, fast and merciless, as if the land itself wanted to hide what was about to happen. Clouds swallowed the moon, and the wind shifted, carrying the smell of horses' sweat, and something fouler, intent. Ethan Cole felt it before he saw it. Trouble always announced itself that way. He stood on the porch of his ranch house, lantern low, rifle resting against the rail. The ranch sat alone in a bowl of dry earth and scrub, fenced by determination more than wood. Ash stamped nervously in the corral. Animals always knew first. Nalin remained inside. That had not been easy. She'd insisted on helping, checking ammunition, cleaning wounds, watching angles like someone who had done this before, because she had. Apache women did not survive by chance. They survived by knowing when to stand and when to disappear. But when Ethan told her men would come, that they would not knock, and that this place would turn into a killing ground, she finally agreed to stay back. "Do not die for me," she'd said quietly. Ethan hadn't answered. Now the wind brought voices, low, laughing, confident. Ethan extinguished the lantern and melted into the darkness. He moved like the plains had taught him, slow, deliberate, every step measured. From the ridge line, 3 silhouettes appeared, then 4. Horses snorted softly. Rifles glinted faintly. The man who rode in front had a voice like rusted iron. "That's him," he said. "That's the rancher who shot my boys." So the third one had lived. Ethan's jaw tightened. The men dismounted, spreading out. Professionals? No, but experienced enough to burn a place down. One carried a torch. Another dragged a rope loose in his hands. They weren't here just to kill him. They were here to send a message. The first shot dropped the man with the torch. He went down screaming, fire spilling into dirt. Chaos erupted instantly. Shouts, gunfire ripping through the night, horses rearing. Ethan fired again, clean and cold, then moved before they could pin him. Bullets tore into fence posts. Wood splintered. One round shattered a window. Inside, Nalin flinched, but she did not scream. She moved. She'd seen ranches burn before, seen men dragged into the open and made examples of. She grabbed the rifle. Ethan had leaned by the door. Her hands were steady, her breathing slow. Outside, shadows ran like wolves. She took position at the back window. When a man tried to circle the house, she fired. He fell hard, surprised more than hurt. The sound knocked from his chest. Another man froze, staring at the body. "Apache!" he yelled, panic cracking his voice. That word changed everything. Fear spread faster than fire. Ethan heard the shot and swore under his breath, not angry, not afraid, just aware. The fight had shifted. Now it wasn't just revenge. It was hate. And hate made men sloppy, but it also made them cruel. The leader shouted orders, voice sharp with control. He was smart, dangerous. They pushed closer. Smoke rose where a bullet struck the oil barrel by the barn. Flames licked upward, hungry and bright. The ranch, the life Ethan had carved out of dust and bone, was burning, and inside it stood a woman who did not belong to him but had already changed everything. Ethan ran. He cut through the chaos, firing on the move, tackling one man into the dirt and knocking him unconscious with the rifle butt. Another rushed him with a knife. Ethan took the blade across the arm, pain hot and immediate, then ended it with a single shot. By the time he reached the house, only 2 men were left. The leader and the one with hate in his eyes. The hate-filled one rushed the door. Nalin met him face to face. She did not hesitate. When it was over, the silence rang louder than the gunfire had. The leader fled, not in fear, strategically. Ethan watched him disappear into the dark, knowing this was not finished. The barn burned. The fence smoldered. Blood soaked into the earth. Ethan leaned against the porch rail, breathing hard, arm bleeding. Nalin stood beside him, smoke in her hair, eyes reflecting firelight. "You should not have stayed," he said. She looked at him then, not accusing, not grateful. "Just honest." "Neither should you," she replied. Something shifted between them in that moment. Not romance, not yet. Something heavier, a shared burden. A line crossed. Far off, a horse screamed into the night. The leader was riding hard, and he would bring more.